Hi, it's Chris. In this video we're going to show you how to remove and install the drum glide slide bearing in a GE dryer. Replacing the drum glide bearing is very easy to do and only requires a few basic hand tools. Keep in mind, if your machine needs to be repaired, it's usually simple enough to do it yourself. Visit PartSelect.com, enter your model number, and quickly find and order the part you need. If your dryer is starting to make some sounds that sounds like scraping or rubbing, it's a very good chance that that glide bearing is starting to wear out. And you'll want to replace it as soon as you start to hear those noises, not let it go, or else you'll need to replace more parts. To remove and replace your drum glides, you're going to want to, of course, turn off your power. And that's very easy to do. If it plugs into the wall, you're just going to pull that cord out. If it's a hardwire dryer, you're going to have to go back to your fuse panel and turn off your breakers or remove your fuses. So to gain access to the drum glides, the first thing we need to do is remove the top. And to get at that, there's two screws that have to come out, one in each corner. So to get at those screws, we need to open our door. So with the door open, we can access the two screws that go up through and hold this top on. Now the screws are removed, we're able to lift the top off. We'll set that to one side. So now that we have the top off, we're just going to remove the two screws that are coming in from this direction that hold the front on. So there, now we have one screw out, we'll take the one out in the other corner. Now I'm going to keep a little bit of pressure on the front, pushing it towards the cabinet, because once the screw comes out, this whole front piece is going to want to come forward. And if you're not aware that's what's about to happen, then the whole front could basically just fall right off onto the floor. So now I'm just going to pull the front out from away from the cabinet, and when I do that, I'm going to be removing the front bearing mount that supports the drum. So the drum is going to want to drop a little bit, and that's okay. It can't go far, but it just drops that little tiny bit. Now that we've got the front opened up like this, we can actually see those glides. And you'll notice, if you were to run your finger across them, you'll find that they're a little bit rough, and they should be nice and smooth. And some of them will, even when you run your finger across like this one, you can feel that the wear is actually starting to thin the actual glide itself. But they're easy to change, and you always change all four at the same time. If you leave it go and let these wear out completely, then the drum is now starting to ride on this plastic housing, and it'll actually cut it right into pieces. In which case now you're not only replacing your glides, but you're replacing this upper housing, and it just tends to add to more expense. So to change the glides, I do not have to take anything further apart on this dryer. I can change them right from this position. If you're more comfortable, or there's another reason you need to take something else apart on your dryer, then you're going to remove this whole front right off of it. But to change the glides, this is as far as we need to go with this assembly. So to remove the glide, it's just a matter of getting your finger under it and lifting it out of place and lifting it off of that locator tab. The new one will now go in. And that's how easy they are to change. And you just do the same with all four. Lift it out off of that little locking tab. And now the same for the others. So that's how easy it is to remove and install your drum glide slide bearings on your GE dryer. So now it's just a matter of bringing the front back into position. I'm going to take hold of the top of the dryer drum and just raise it a little bit. So I'm just going to slide the front in. get it set into place, and now I just need to put my screws back into the corners. Now we're just going to bring the top back up. Just going to lock it into the tabs for the console. Now that the top's on, we just need to open our door, put our 2 screws back in to secure the top in place. So now that the dryer's all back together, the last thing we need to do is just put our power cord back in, and if your dryer's hardwired in, you go back to your panel and either replace your fuses or turn on your breakers. So it's just that easy to replace the drum glide slide bearings on your GE dryer.